Hi, this one is for you, the woman who pressed pause on her own dreams. Maybe you married early, maybe you moved abroad and built a home, maybe you poured all your energy into raising children or holding a family together, or you put your own ambitions on hold to care for everyone else. And now, a little voice inside whispers, what about me? How do I start? Where do I begin? Today, I want to remind you of that girl you once were. The one who believed she could do anything, be anything, create anything. She's still here. And now it's her turn. But then the question comes up, how do I start? Where do I start? Can I really reinvent myself at this stage of life? My answer, yes. Absolutely, 100% you can, and you are right on time. Reinvention and choosing yourself does not mean you have failed. It means you're finally giving yourself permission to step into your own era. It means you're finally giving yourself permission to dream again. Do you remember the girl you once were? The one who believed she could do anything? The one who had big dreams? Who wanted to explore, create, maybe even change the world? Somewhere along the way, life asked you to press pause on her. You became the reliable one, the caretaker, the one holding it all together. And maybe you thought, I'll come back to my dreams later. I'm here to tell you, the later is now. That girl who once believed in herself, she's still here. And she's waiting for you to choose her again. She's your biggest cheerleader. So why now? Why is this moment right here the best time to reinvent yourself? Because you're no longer chasing other people's approval. Because you have lived enough to know what truly matters. Because you have built strength through everything you have faced. When you were younger, maybe you had the energy, but not the clarity. Now you have both the clarity and the courage that makes you unstoppable. And here's something I want you to hear again. Choosing yourself now doesn't mean you failed anyone else. It doesn't mean you wasted time. It means you have gathered wisdom, love, and life experiences. And now you get to use all that to create something deeply your own. Now let's talk about the superpowers you carry at this stage. No more pretending. You're done with masks. You don't need permission. In your 20s and 30s, maybe you felt like you had to fit into a box. The good wife, the dependable daughter, the perfect mom, the loyal employee. You wore masks to keep the peace. You make sure everyone else was comfortable. But now, you don't have the patience for that anymore. You're outgrown the need to prove your worth through someone else's approval. You're done pretending to be smaller than you are. That in itself is a superpower. When you show up authentically you. You have been through storms and you know how to rise again. You have weathered storms that could have broken you. Heartbreaks, setbacks, financial struggles, disappointments, maybe even the pain of being underestimated and dismissed. But here you are, still standing strong. That means you are built a kind of inner muscle that no book, no course can teach. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you will rise again. That makes you fearless in ways younger women are still learning to be. Wisdom, decades of skills, insights, and lessons that are priceless. The skills you have gathered, the mistakes you have turned into lessons, the instincts you have sharpened over decades. That's priceless. You are no longer figuring out what they want or collecting experiences. You carry a library inside of you. You can sense when something feels right. You can tell when it's time to walk away. You know what truly matters. Wisdom is your compass, and it makes the path forward so much clearer. Maybe your children are grown, maybe your home is stable, maybe the season of proving yourself is finally behind you. That gives you the space you didn't have before. You're no longer living just for others. Now you get to ask the most liberating question: what do I want? And the answer doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, because this chapter is yours. Freedom means the courage to choose differently, to explore, to take risks without carrying the same weight of expectation. And that's why I say, this is not about starting from scratch. This is about starting from strength. You're not an empty page. You're a whole book rich with stories, wisdom, and experiences. And now you get to write the next chapter with boldness, with clarity, and with joy. So how do you actually begin? Here are 4 steps I highly recommend. 1. Reconnect with the dreamer. Ask yourself, what did I once believe was possible for me? Before the voices of be practical or be responsible crept in, what lit you up? Remember the time you knew you could achieve anything you set your mind to? Dream those dreams again. Maybe it was painting. Maybe it was taking care of that stray dog. Maybe it was starting a business. Maybe it was traveling, writing, speaking, or helping people in your community. Often the things we loved as children or young adults are clues to our deepest calling. This isn't about creating a full business plan or knowing the how. This is simply about remembering the girl inside you who believed she could. She hasn't left you. She's waiting for you to turn towards her again and notice her again. 2. Write it down. Dreams floating around in your head are just wishes. When you put pen to paper, something magical happens. Your brain takes it more seriously. Your heart recognizes this matters to you. And suddenly, it stops being just a vague idea and starts becoming a vision. So write it down in a journal, on sticky notes, or just on back of that old receipt that you have kept. It doesn't matter where. What matters is that you tell yourself in writing, this is what I want. 3. Take one tiny step. Here's where many of us get stuck. We think we need the full picture before we can start. The perfect website, the polished Lego, the branding, the 5-year plan, but starting doesn't require perfection. It requires one brave action. That could mean signing up for the class you've been eyeing, buying that sketchbook and actually opening it, sending a message to a mentor or a friend who inspires you, watching one tutorial, or trying something new. The step itself doesn't need to be huge. What matters is the signal you're sending to yourself. I'm serious about this. I'm choosing me now. 4. Protect your choice. Now here's the part most of us aren't prepared for. The guilt, the doubt, and sometimes even the resistance from people around us. When you begin to choose yourself, it may feel uncomfortable. You might hear that little voice inside whispering, "Who do you think you are? Isn't it selfish? What if you fail?" And maybe others question you too, not because they don't love you, but because they're used to you being available for them and never for your own self. This is where your strength comes in. You must protect your choice. Remind yourself daily, this is not selfish, this is necessary. Because when you choose yourself, you don't just grow, you model courage for everyone around you. Think of it as putting up gentle but firm boundaries. Saying yes to your dream might mean saying not right now to someone else's request, and that's okay. Choosing you doesn't mean abandoning others. It means honoring the life that you were given. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you reconnect, write it down, take that step, and protect your choice, momentum builds. One choice leads to another. One small action opens a new door. And before you know it, you're not just dreaming, you're living. So, if you have been waiting for that right time, hear me clearly. This is it. You are not late. You're not too much. You're not behind. You are ready. Ready to dream again. Ready to choose yourself. Ready to step into the life that little girl inside of you once believed in. Only now with the wisdom, strength to make it real. So tell me, what's one dream you are choosing for yourself now? Write it in the comments, because speaking it aloud is your first step. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this community of women who are reclaiming themselves and building their next chapter with courage and joy. This is your time. Welcome back to yourself.